I'm back. You're back. Yeah. Hail Mary long, touchdown in the zone. Texas on my mind, hook 'em till I'm gone. Steel curtains, Pittsburgh battle strong. Scope buffs to the beat, rap the fight song. College dream stadiums packed to the lid. 95 yards, let the Heisman bid. Boys in the huddle, plans never kid. From the Lone Star to the Rockies, heroism undid. Really flawed, my life ain't perfect. Hook 'em horns, showing all worth it. Scope buffs chin, every nerve fits. Pittsburgh skyline, I love unearth it. Really flawed, my life ain't perfect. Hook 'em horns, showing all worth it. Lady love on the sidelines, heart in the game. Quarterbacks pass, parallel the same. Respect where it's due, never been lame. Love, laugh, subscribe, the flames never tame. Blitz crush, defensive line rewind. Buffs roar, another first down grind. Long live the gridiron, always unkind. Highlight reels, leaving trails behind. Really flawed, my life ain't perfect. Hook 'em horns, showing all worth it. Scope buffs chin, every nerve fits. Pittsburgh skyline, I love unearth it. Really flawed, my life ain't perfect. Hook 'em horns, showing all worth it. Really flawed, my life ain't perfect. Hook 'em horns, showing all worth it. Unearth it. Unearth it. Unearth it. Unearth it.
Hi, everyone. Let me know if you can hear me. Okay, my phone is talking. Great. Thank you for talking. I didn't ask you anything. Let me know if you can hear me. It is Friday. It's Friday, right? It is Friday. It is Friday. This week on one of these days, I thought it was another day. And then, yeah, it's just been a week. It's just been a week. I'm tired. That's okay, though. I have things to do. I am live on a Friday because I said I would be live on a Friday. Thank you, Jen J, for letting me know that you can hear me. And here I am. So I am live in the flesh, and it is what it is. So it is Friday, and I just realized I need to get my little sticky notes because I have some things to say. But before I get into the things that I have to say, I just want to say welcome everybody in. I hope that you're having an amazing week. I also want to announce the podcast clips that you see on YouTube versus the video clips that you see on YouTube. Every single video that you see on YouTube, or every single thing that you see on YouTube, has a video attached. I have learned, and I was given really good feedback, that not everybody is able to watch my videos all the time. So because everybody's not able to watch my videos all the time, it's easier if they just listen to it and they have a listening option. So on YouTube, it puts the podcast stuff and it makes it easier for people just to listen to it. So I will always have a video version. There's always going to be a video version. So if you want to see me, I will be there. But if you just want to listen, there is the listening option as well. So there's that. And then the other thing I want to call out, because I said I was going to do it, and I didn't, is I didn't update the emojis for my members. So if you are here and you're a member and I did not update your emoji, I'm sorry. I forgot. I honestly forgot. And I wrote it down on something that I actually shouldn't have written it down on. I should have written it down on my sticky notes, because if it's not on my sticky note, then I don't remember. So there's that. So I needed to say that. What else did I need to say? Yes. And you know what, Jen J, I see that you're sending jewels. I have no idea how that works. Thank you for the jewels. I've realized that it never tells me when it's live. So like in StreamYard, unless I'm doing something wrong, I don't see the jewels in StreamYard. I just see the jewels. I see it pop up in the chat. So so there's that. So maybe I need to figure that out. I probably need to figure that out. So it's probably something I need to take as an action point and figure out how I can see the jewels in StreamYard. I'm not sure. And then the other thing is too, I did set a goal. Okay. I have the same goal as last week. The goal is 5 super chats of $10, and then I will go live for an additional hour next week. So that is what that is. And YouTube was like, you need to set goals. You need to set goals. Now YouTube is like, you should go live vertically. I'm like, listen, listen, okay? It's like, you give me one directive, I follow through, then you give me another directive. And it's like, I need a break. You know what I'm saying? I need a break. I'm just one woman up here trying to do my best. Okay, so that is that. What else? So that is what I have on my sticky. So we're good there. And then talked about the super chat option. Perfect. So there is something that I have been thinking about this week. Oh, also, I'm going to say hi to you all next. But if you use Patreon and you like Patreon, let me know in the chat below. I'm going to say this probably a couple of times throughout this live, that if you use Patreon, please let me know. I'm curious. I've had some people reach out to me because I have content on YouTube. I have YouTube memberships. I have content on Instagram. I have subscriptions on Instagram. I have a TikTok. I have a Twitter. People are like, I don't use social media. So they're like, I want more of your content, but then I would have to like download this, but I use Patreon. And so they were like, well, what if you could put everything that you put everywhere else and just put it all on Patreon? So it's like a go-to place for everything. I don't know how I feel about that because I've never thought about that. And then a couple of other people wanted to have like more football stuff like during football season, but I have never used Patreon. And I went in and I was like, okay, is this going to be easy? And then I thought, why don't I just ask people if they use it, if you like it, if it's helpful, what your thoughts are, if I should do it. And because I just don't know. So I figured I would just ask. So if you have any thoughts, opinions, or anything about that, let me know because I would love to know. That would be absolutely fantastic. And then the other thing is, okay, so what was the other thing? Oh, so I have a working theory that I've just been holding back because I've been wanting to see what people are going to say about it. And it's about Sorsby. And I wasn't going to say anything because I was like, I'm not going to rock the boat. Like, I'm a Texas fan. Hook 'em, by the way. And a lot of people are going to be like, you're just saying that because you're a Texas fan. And then I thought, no, I'm better than that. I have earned credibility that like, if I see something, I'm going to say something. And if you take it the wrong way, that is a you problem. That is not a me problem. But I have an interesting thing that I have found. I'm trying to find my notes. Hold on just a second. Let me find it. Because I feel like there's some more digging we need to do with this whole situation. So there's that. And then let me say hi to my members in the chat so that we can do that. Okay, perfect. I have up everything I need. So let me say hi. Thank you for letting me know that you hear me, Jinjay. Appreciate it. DC Carson, how are you? I hope that you are doing so well. Nice to see you in here. Hey, Motivated and Dedicated. Thank you for being here and thank you for being a member. I hope you're having an amazing Friday. Hello, Sainty Vibes. I hope that you are well. Thank you for being here. What is this? Is this like your third straight week? Is this your third straight week that you've been here? Welcome. You keep coming back. I love it. I love when new people pop up and then they keep coming back. That makes me happy. So welcome. Kelvin Dozer, welcome. Hi. I hope that you are well. Happy Friday. What's up, Jen? Oh, y'all are having your own conversation. Let me not put any of that on the screen. And then, yes, I like Patreon a lot. All in one spot. Yep. Yeah. People have been telling me that and I've been thinking about it and I don't know anything about it. So maybe I need to research that. So if more people come in, if you're just joining, I have asked if you use Patreon, let me know. If you like it, if you don't like it, whatever it is, let me know. I would love to know your opinion and your thoughts on that. And Sainty Vibe said this is his 4th. Okay. I think this might be my 5th. I don't really remember. Okay. So for those of you that don't know, I said I was going to go live for 90 days every Friday. And this is, I don't know, I think this is time 5 or 6. I don't really know. And my whole goal was to go live 12 times. And this is going to kind of take us like right up into the start of football season, kind of ish. It will be in August. And I don't know how I'm going to feel, because what I might do is like during the season, I might sneak in and do like a Friday live, like a 5 to 6 or 5 to 7 live, like during the season, and just like give my thoughts, feelings, opinion, whatever. Right. And then let it go. I just don't know, because I make so many videos during the season. I have so many things I do during the season. I don't really know if I'm going to be able to do that. And as I'm saying that, I am thinking about all the things that I've already been doing, and I'm making this work. So we will see if I am able to do that. So there's that. And also, I have started adding water to my lemon when I'm live. Usually I drink water with lemon normally, but I usually don't do it when it's live. That has been a mistake. So I'm hoping this gets better. Okay. So let's see. Let me get to my Sorsby theory. So I have been thinking about this because it has been bothering me. Whenever the Sorsby news broke, and I don't know, I might rattle the table here. I might shake the table. I don't really know. But I have been thinking last year in the Big 12, go with me here for a minute. If you're a college football fan, come down this journey with me. I remember last year, Cincinnati was like 7-1, and Cincinnati was having a really good season. At one point, it was like Texas Tech, BYU, and Cincinnati. And I remember thinking like, oh, Cincinnati's good. And I actually started watching them. That is how, if you watched my series about people getting drafted, that is where I saw Jeff Caldwell, was because I started watching Cincinnati, because I was like, if they're going to be good, I want to kind of pay attention to them, right? I want to see, are they going to be able to like challenge Texas Tech? Are they going to be able to beat BYU? Like, I wanted to just see who they were, right? And so I started watching them. I think they were 7-1. I think they were 7-1, 6-1, whatever it was. They were doing really good in the Big 12. Then they went on like a 5-game losing streak. You don't know who their quarterback is? Sorsby was their quarterback. Sorsby was their quarterback when they went on a 5 consecutive game losing streak. So this is my whole point. So Cincinnati was having a great season, a really good season. I believe they were 3rd in the Big 12. I can't remember at the time, but I looked back at my notes and I wrote, because I was watching Colorado, and I was comparing, because you know me, when I watch football, I don't just look at my team and think that my team is going to be the best thing ever, because that's a fake representation. So what I do is I look at my team that I'm watching, and then I watch other teams, and then I cross compare. What does their offensive line look like? What do their running backs look like? What do their athletes look like? What do their quarterbacks look like? What does their game flow look like? Can their quarterback manage a game, right? And that is how I come up with my notes and come up with my videos during the season. Okay. So I started researching Cincinnati because I was just curious to know, like, what was Colorado missing? That's what prompted me. And then when they started to be good and winning, I was like, I'm all in, right? And then, like I said, that's where I found Jeff Caldwell. Well, then I started thinking, when the news came out about Sorsby, I was like, oh, he was gambling at Indiana. Okay, cool. But then I started to think, I'm like, something about this doesn't feel right. Like, something about this is weird to me. And then I realized Sorsby was the quarterback for Cincinnati last year. So they go 7-1 or 6-1. Somebody will correct me if I've gotten this wrong. They went whatever it was and won. I need to find the picture, because I did take a picture. They went whatever it was and won, right? Everything was great until it wasn't. And then it wasn't. And they all of a sudden go on a skid and start losing games. And so I was like, well, wait a second. Is that not weird? Because and then I started thinking, we're spending so much time with people trying to convince us that Sorsby was just gambling. It was just at Indiana. It was just here. It was just that. He had his friends gambling for him. He had this, he had that, but it only happened in games he didn't play in. And then I started to think, so you're telling me that a guy was placing bets on games that he wasn't playing in, but then the second he was able to play games, he all of a sudden stopped betting, and now he's in rehab because he has a betting issue. Something is off. Something is off here. Something is way off. And so then when I started looking at my notes, and I realized Cincinnati was really good last year until they weren't, and Sorsby was their quarterback. They lost like 5 consecutive games at the end of the season. 5 consecutive games at the end of the season. I don't know what the lines were for them, like going to, the playoffs, or what their line was for them to win the Big 12, or what it was. But I find it very interesting that Sorsby was the quarterback of the Cincinnati Bearcats last year, and they were 6-1, and then they lost the last 5 games. And then I went digging. Okay, this is where this gets interesting. Okay. And I just want to say this because I think a lot of people use the term like conspiracy theorist and they make it seem like it's a bad thing. I feel like society has made us feel like a conspiracy theory is a terrible thing. And it's not. Having a conspiracy or having a thought is what people call conspiracy theory. Okay. Screw all of that. We're going to have thoughts here, and I'm going to base my thoughts based off things that I have found. There's only one thing, but it's a big thing. And I'm going to put it on the screen here. So if you're going to watch this on playback and you're going to be on the podcast version, you're not going to be able to see the screen. So I am going to take you through what is on the screen. So I'm going to put this on the screen because this is where this gets actually interesting. So what is on the screen is Cincinnati's schedule last year. Okay. And I just let me go on this rant here for a second. Okay. So if you can see the screen, if you can't see the screen, that is okay. Right. So I'm looking at the screen and I'm going to tell you what it says. So week 1, they lose to Nebraska 20-7. Sorsby was awful. He was awful. And you can't, for those of you that can't see the screen, you can't see Sorsby's like stats and information on the screen. But it wasn't good. He was awful. They lost 20-17. So you want me to believe, okay? So go with this is what you want me to believe. You want me to believe that this quarterback came over from Indiana, right? Where he was gambling profusely, spending all this money gambling, spending all of this money doing all of this stuff, right? You want me to believe that he was only doing that when he was the backup and he never did it in any of the games he played in, right? So, okay. So now when he gets to start, he comes to Nebraska, his first game, he's terrible. And you want me to think he didn't bet on that game? Are you kidding? Like something's off. And it's hard for me to like go back and dig and to figure out like who was favored to win that game. I can't see like who was favored. I didn't know like exactly how to go back and actually find who was favored to win the game and all of those different things. But my point is, when you just look at what I have on the screen and you just look at what is happening, what happened there, bro? Like what happened in that Nebraska and Cincinnati game? Like, did you just suck? Like, did you have a game where you just sucked? Because again, that is a possibility, right? You could have had a game where you just didn't play well. I understand that. It happens sometimes, okay? Like it happens, right? Like he's human. He's going to have games where he doesn't play well. But then when you kind of like double back and you're like, well, wait a second. That bad though? like that bad? I mean, am I tripping? Like, I just feel like I don't know, people. I don't really know what I'm saying, but I know what I'm saying. If you know what I'm saying, this man in game 1 was 13 for 25 and had 69 yards passing and 1 interception. Like, what? So, okay. So this is getting interesting. So I'm like, okay, whatever, cool. I will let them have that loss, right? I will let them have that loss. Something just feels off to me. I will let you have that loss. Cool. I will chalk it up as like, no, I'm overreacting. He had a gambling problem, an extensive gambling problem where he needs therapy, where he has to check into therapy, get help, support, guidance, and all those things. He has a problem. But he didn't gamble at Cincinnati. Okay, cool. Fine. I will give you the Nebraska game. Cool. So now I'm just going to move down. Okay. We all saw, not all of us, a lot of us saw Utah play last year. Okay. So Utah could run the ball effectively. Okay. So I can maybe understand that loss. Right. And if you can't see the screen, The screen says when they played Baylor, they beat Baylor, they were 7-1. They were 5-0 in the Big 12. 7-1, 5-0 in the Big 12. Then they play Utah, they lose 45-14. Okay. And I'm just going to, leave that one where it's at because maybe they lost, right? Maybe they lost and cool. Maybe they just lost. Utah could run the ball really well. Maybe they just lost. I'll give you the loss, right? Because I'm willing to say some of these things I'm just in my mind and it's not real. Well, then you go down to the Arizona game and they lose 30-24. And so I don't know if any of you watched Arizona last year, but Arizona wasn't like world, they weren't like dominating. They weren't like, doing their thing. They weren't bad. They just weren't whatever. So, okay, you lose 30-24. Now, I didn't pull up the game cast to see how they lost, what the game looked like. Was it a late turnover or was it a late turnover or an early turnover? What does it look like? Because honestly, I just thought like maybe I'm overreacting. So then I'm just kind of going through. Okay, so they lose that game, right? So they go 7-1. Now they're 7-2. Now they're 7-3, and they're on a slide, right? Now they're losing games. And to me, I get it. Sometimes you lose games. Sometimes you just lose games. I'm not sitting here acting like they should have won every single game that they played. That's absolutely not what I'm saying. I am just looking at the things that are in front of me. Okay. Well, then you get to BYU. And BYU is actually a pretty decent team last year, right? They can run the football, good quarterback play, different things of that regard. Cool. So I'm looking at Sorsby and I'm going, okay, well, how did he play? How many turnovers did he have? How many interceptions did he have? When did those interceptions happen? What did that look like? I also don't feel like a quarterback is the determining factor on if you win or lose a football game, unless the quarterback keeps throwing the ball to the other team. Then I will have a conversation with you, because if the quarterback is going to give the ball away to the other team, then I am going to look at you and be like, okay, you might be the reason why we're losing this football game, but I'll be respectful. You know what I'm saying? I'll be respectful and I will just give you the benefit of the doubt. But when I'm looking at this, I'm like, how did they all of a sudden just go on a slide? Like, does anybody else find that weird? Like, I'm going to stop my conspiracy theory, my thought process, my feelings, all of the things that I'm thinking. I mean, does this feel weird to anybody else? Like, does this just feel weird? Because when I'm looking at this, I'm like, this feels weird. Like, something just feels weird to me. I'm not accusing anyone of anything. I'm not saying anything specific. I am just looking at this and I am just thinking, this, I don't know. So I'm going to take this off the screen. Oh, before I take this off the screen, let me just say, and then the final game here is TCU. And TCU was absolutely terrible last year. TCU was not a good football team last year. And you lose to them 45-23. Now, again, a lot of things have to work here for me to not completely lose my mind. But here's I'm back on the screen, but here's my big thing. So I would have to actually, if I had time, which I don't have as much time as I would like to have, but if I had time, I would go through every single game and see who was favored in those games to win, and then to see what happened. I would look at the game cast and see what happened. Was there fumbles late in the game? Was there interceptions late in the game? What is going on? Because how do you start off 7-1 or 6-1, whatever you were? And I will be honest and say, I want to watch that Nebraska game, because I see that DC Carson has put in the chat, Nebraska was favored. Cincinnati ran the ball for 202 yards that game, and Sorsby ran for 96 yards. Okay. But what did that game look like? What was the feel, right? Because sometimes stats tell you one thing. Stats only tell you what the stats are. We don't know what it looked like. We don't know if it was crunch time. We don't know. Like, stats can tell you like he had 475 yards, 2 rushing touchdowns, 1 interception, whatever. But the 1 interception comes like last drive of the game, right? And now you're going, okay, that interception was costly. So my whole point is, I'm not sitting here saying Sorsby was gambling at Cincinnati. I'm not saying that. I'm not putting those sentences together out of my mouth. What I am saying, though, is this looks a little suspicious to me. Something about this feels a little off. Something about this feels a little off. Now, if you want me to give him or give them the Houston or the Nebraska game, you want me to give them the Nebraska game, cool. I'll give you the Nebraska game. Okay. But then you go on a win streak. You go on a win streak, you're winning, you're doing your thing. And then all of a sudden, no? Okay. What happened there? What actually happened there? What happened in that season? Like, were they favored to beat Arizona? Can somebody let me know if last year, can somebody let me know if in the 2025 season, if the Cincinnati Bearcats were favored to beat Arizona and favored to beat TCU? If you can let me know if they were favored to beat either one of those teams, that would be amazing. I would love to know that because something about this just feels off. Call it woman's intuition. Call it my gut is telling me something is off. And you cannot convince me to believe in any planet, in any world, in any situation off of 4 hours of sleep, because I am off 4 hours of sleep, but you cannot convince me in this moment right now that something that he just changed as soon as he got to Cincinnati. He was at Indiana, but he was a backup, and so he was gambling. But as soon as he got to Cincinnati, because he was at Cincinnati also, and I didn't do this, he was also at Cincinnati in the 2024 season. Do we want to talk about that? Do we want to go there? Do we want to have that conversation about the 2024 season? Now I want to know. Like, Cincinnati, when were you favored in 2025? I want to know. And then I want to know when you were favored in 2024. And then I want to look at the games and I want to see how Sorsby played in those games. I'm curious. I'm actually curious. There's also, I don't think I'm going to do this because, time doesn't grow like for me on trees, but there's a game in 2024 against UCF. There was a game in 2024, and this is why I am, I'll call it psychotic. It's probably not the right word, but there was a game in 2024 in my notes where the Cincinnati played UCF, and it was a close game, and I think it was like 19. I don't know. It was a really close game, and why did I have this in my notes? Oh, right. I had it in my notes because at that time, Colorado was going to play Cincinnati. So I was already watching them. And so Cincinnati was playing UCF. They ended up winning the game, but it was like a 19-13 game, low scoring game. At that time, I believe UCF was already kind of on their slide of being bad. Now I'm curious to know. I think that game, Sorsby had two turnovers. He had 2 interceptions. I have that in my notes about those interceptions. And now I just have questions. I do not believe that Sorsby left Indiana and all of a sudden he didn't have a problem. You can't pay me to believe that. I don't believe that. So now he gets to Cincinnati. And then what struck me is then when his agent came out and said Cincinnati knew about his problem. What? Hold on a second. So who knew about the problem? Did Cincinnati know? Did Texas Tech know? Who knew? Because that problem was 3 seasons ago, technically. So who knew? When did they know? And they what? Kept him on the team? And so they knew he was potentially gambling, but they just kept him on the team? So I'm supposed to believe that he didn't manipulate anything? Like, okay, somebody tell me if I'm losing it. That is like this has been on my brain since like Saturday, because I started looking at my notes gearing up for the season, and I just started thinking like, man, I don't know, something just feels off to me. Something just feels off. And then when his agent came out and was like, yeah, this wasn't a secret, I was like, so people knew. Okay, well, let me backtrack this. the way the 2025 season worked, how are you 6-1, 7-1 or whatever, and then you lose your last 5 games? And like I said, I want to know if anybody has any time, even if this is on playback or whenever. I am actually very curious to know, were the Cincinnati Bearcats in 2025 favored against, let me see my list. Were they favored against Arizona, and were they favored against TCU? If Cincinnati was favored against Arizona and TCU, I have some questions. Because I just have some questions. Something isn't adding up, and it's tingling. Like I feel it. Like I can feel it. Something is not adding up. So I don't believe he just had the gambling issues because or in Indiana when he was the backup, and then as soon as he got the starting job, when he could actually, impact the games, all of a sudden he's not doing that anymore. Something doesn't make sense. Something doesn't make sense to me. I don't know. So I'm going to look at the chat, but something is off. I could be wrong. I could be off, but yeah. Something seems a little weird to me. So I just wanted to call that out because I've been thinking about it, and I'm like, I need to let it out. I need to let it out. Okay, now let me go to the comments because I went on a little tangent there. Let me see what people are saying. Okay, let me go back. Okay. So this one says, I don't envy all the work. Oh, with content? Yeah, it is. And it's funny because everybody says to me, they're like, oh, you could do it this way, or you could do it this way, or you could use AI. You could do it. I'm like, my middle name is efficient. Like what I do is I can nail down a process and I'm going to be efficient. Like the way that I do things is so efficient. I can tell you how long it's going to take me to do something. If you said to me, hey, Flawed, can you make me a video about such and such? I'm going to tell you it's going to take me about 25 minutes to research that. It's going to take me about 10 minutes to type some notes. It's going to take me about 15 minutes to record that video. It's going to take me about 10 minutes to edit it. Like I can tell you all the things because that's how precise I am. So it is a ton of work, and I am always, tweaking and doing things, but it is a lot of work, and that is that. Great to see you on. I'm late. You are not late. You are right on time. Once he started playing, I'm not a gambler anymore. I'm delivered. Exactly. It just seems off. Look at Miss Detective. No, seriously. It was working my nerves. I'm like, why can't I let this thing go? Like, what is it that is causing me this thing? And then I started looking, and the more I dug, the more I was like, well, wait a second. Hold on. Wait, that can't be right. Well, wait a second. That can't be right either. Wait, is that real? Well, wait, let me look into this. And then I was like, now I'm kind of curious. Nebraska was favored. Cincinnati ran the ball for 202 yards that game. When you're right, you're right. He ran for 96 yards. Like we talked about that. Is he white for 500? You see, I'm just kind of like, I see your point. The only thing I can think of is the jump from the AAC to the Big 12 was a huge leap. Right, but this is year 2. This year is going to be year 3. Last year was year 2. So, and they were on like a win streak. So, and again, I get it. It's college football. I'll give you some losses, right? BYU, tough game. Utah last year could run the ball like no other. Tough game. I'll give it to you. But some of these other ones, I'm kind of looking. And I'm like, here we go. They lost their top running back and a good receiver later in the season. Okay. TCU was favored. Arizona wasn't favored. Interesting. Okay. And when I look at his stats for Arizona, he was 15 of 28, 154 yards, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions. That game. That was his stat line. So that's what I'm saying. And then he ran for he had 9 carries for 30 yards. I don't know. He had 9 carries for 30 yards against that Arizona defense, which I'll just leave that where it's at. That was his second least amount of rushing yards he had all season was against Arizona. Okay. And then TCU, he was 23 of 33, 282 yards, 3 touchdowns. And then okay. Yeah. So this is what I just needed to say. I'm like, I will never believe that he only had a problem in Indiana. Nope. Not going to believe it. I will also never believe he didn't touch the games that he didn't touch those games. Like, I won't believe that. I will not believe that. They were favored by 6.5 points against Arizona. Isn't that funny? And they lost by 6. Wonder how much that paid them. I'm just saying. Again, I'm not saying Sorsby threw the game away, but when you look at all the little details, just saying, it starts to get a little weird. And I'm telling you, that 2024 game sticks out in my mind against UCF because it was a low scoring game. DC Carson, let me know if you can find, I don't know if you can find 2024, but it was Cincinnati versus UCF in 2024. And he had like 2 interceptions. He was awful that game. And I remember thinking like Colorado might have a chance because he's so inconsistent. And Colorado did beat Cincinnati that year. Colorado was 9-3 that year. So I'll give them that. But you know what? Let me look at the 2024. Let me just look at 2024. Let me see. Let me just see if I am losing my mind. Okay. So 2024, okay. So 2024, September 12th, they played UCF. The total score was 19-13. Okay. He was 28 for 38, 241 yards. 25 for 38, 241 yards. He had 1 passing touchdown and 2 interceptions. He also took 2 sacks that game. Again, I'm not saying that they were his fault. I'm just telling you the stats. And then also he carried the ball 9 times for 4 yards. Again, I don't know what happened in that game. I can't remember. It was just in my notes. And so I don't really know exactly what happened in that game. And you know what? I guess, yeah, it says he played. So I thought for a second, I was like, well, wait, maybe he got hurt. No, he played in that game. So again, another game where I'm kind of looking, and I don't know. I think the Arizona game in 2025 is weird. I feel like the TCU game in 2025 might be a little bit weird. When I look at 2024, now that I'm looking at 2024, this also looks a little bit weird. Because, okay, so they lose to Texas Tech. They beat UCF barely, 19-13. They beat Arizona State. And then they lose to Colorado. And then they lose to West Virginia. And they lose to Iowa State. I think Iowa State was decent in 2024. They lose to Kansas State. I think Kansas State was decent in 2024. And then they lose to TCU very end of the year. But I don't think TCU was good in 2024. Let me check on TCU 2024. Let me see if TCU versus Cincinnati 2024. Let's see what it's going to tell me. They played in snowy conditions. Let's see. Okay. Let's see. So In 2024, okay, Cincinnati was okay, TCU finished 8-4. Again, like it's hard for me to go back without like watching the game, but there's just some of this that I'm just kind of looking and I'm like, I don't know. I don't know. Something just seems off. So that is what I wanted to bring to the table today because I was looking at this and I'm like, man, it's just like I said, something about maybe call it women's intuition, call it whatever you want. But when I was going through, I was just thinking, I'm like, I do not trust this. I don't trust him. And I don't believe that he only was gambling profusely, spending all of that money. I thought I read a report that said he had spent like $40,000 or something like that. So you're telling me, and when he couldn't play, he was spending all of that money. But when he could play, when he played for 2 seasons, he wasn't spending, he didn't gamble at all. I don't buy it. I do not buy it. I don't buy it. I just don't buy it. I don't know. I just don't buy it. So again, it could be they could have been awful, right? It could have been all real. It could have been perfect case scenario. The other team could have called the perfect defense all game. Somebody on the other team could have had, a game of their life and they could have just happened to lose. That could happen. However, I don't trust it. I don't trust it. I don't feel like you spend all that money on gambling and then you become the starter and then you stop. I don't believe that in any world. So I will get off the soapbox, but I just needed to say that because I needed to see if somebody like else was thinking about this or if somebody else, like now that I'm saying it or now that you're hearing it verbally, what are your thoughts? Like now that you're hearing it in a way where it's not a lot of information, but it's enough information for you to kind of like figure out what you think. What are your thoughts? Like, do you see what I'm talking about here? Like, does it seem a little bit sketchy to you? Am I reaching? Am I overreacting? Like, tell me if you think I'm overreacting. I would love to know if you think that I'm overreacting and I've missed something. I just feel like this feels off. It just feels off. And I do not trust anything. I just do not trust anything. So there's that. And then okay, let me get to the comments. That is suspect. It just looks a little bit weird. It just looks weird. Just looks weird. In 2024, UCF was favored by 3.5. Isn't it interesting too? Like, okay, that is the second game that you've given me, DC Carson, where those point differentials, they lost or won still within that same point differential that you're saying. So you've given me, I think, 3 different ones, and each one, they either won or lost by the exact opposite margin. Like, am I tripping? Like 3.5. Okay, they won by 3. The other game you said they were favored by 6.5. Okay, they lost. Or they lost by 6. Like everything you're saying fits perfectly to where if you would have bet that correctly, it would have paid out. You would have gotten paid out. That's why I'm like, this, like something is off. Something is just off. Something's just off. And I don't get paid enough to like get too much in the weeds, but something is definitely just off to me. Something is just off. So, hey family, make sure to subscribe, hit the like button, share this, hit the hype button to boost this podcast numbers. Always support us. I forgot to say that. So yes, this is the time in the show where I want to say, if you haven't already, make sure that you hit the like button. Make sure that you check in your subscribe to my channel, hype the video, join in on the conversation. There's a lot of people in here that are not engaging in the conversation. And I know that you have thoughts. I want to hear people's thoughts. I want to hear somebody say, like, hey, no, because you're way off. Like, no. Like, I need to hear somebody just be like, hey, no. Like, I need somebody to come in and just let me know that I've completely misread this entire thing. And here is how it works. Here is what it looks like. And yeah. Who do you think will draft him? I don't know, because what I do know is if what I'm saying is real and true, and I just took like 30 minutes to look up stuff, and I'm just going off of I'm just going off of memory and what's in my notes. if what I think and know is true, the NFL is going to be doing more research. So I don't know who's going to take that chance, because they're going to take the time to watch the film, to look at the documents, to look at the score, to see how the game was flowing, to see what was happening, to see what wasn't happening, to see who was out there, to see who was injured, to see who wasn't injured. They're probably going to ask the coach, hey, what was the game plan? What was he like? Did you ever feel like he quit? Like, they're going to do more investigative anything than I ever could. But it definitely makes me wonder. It definitely just makes me wonder what is going on. So I don't know who's going to draft him, because if I found this in 30 minutes, their research might be thicker and more intense. And so will somebody take a chance? Sure, I think somebody's going to take a chance, but like, if you're on his team, how can you trust him? I would never be able to trust him. I would never be able to trust him, because I feel like I'm not accusing him. Okay, this is my opinion. I'm not accusing him of anything. It just looks all weird. My opinion, though, is if he was doing this, how can you trust him? How could you be on a team and he's the quarterback? How could you actually trust him? I'm genuinely curious. I wouldn't trust him. Would you trust him? If he was on my team, I would never trust him. So I don't know. I mean, this is interesting. I don't know. To me, in my opinion, just based on how this looks and how this feels to me, he's not worth the risk for my team. That's just how I feel. Somebody's probably going to take a chance. We all probably know some of the reasons why they're going to take chances on him. But I don't know. I don't see it. I feel like something is up. And again, I haven't watched any film. So if anybody goes back, I'm not saying anybody should, but I'm saying if anybody from the NFL goes back and watches some games and kind of sees some things that don't look like they're supposed to look, I don't know. It just looks a little weird. It makes you say, huh, exactly. That's my thing. And again, this took me 30 minutes. This literally took me 30 minutes. It took me 30 minutes. You can make a case for point shaving. Mm-hmm. The level of willful ignorance at play is deplorable. Seriously. And the other thing I think is interesting about the NFL, there's a lot of things they're going to tolerate. The amount of things the league has turned a blind eye for him to make a roster is concerning. See, and that's where it gets interesting for me, because let me take some water. Hold on. The NFL tolerates a lot of stuff, right? The NFL will tolerate speeding tickets. They'll tolerate domestic violence. They will tolerate stealing, lying, all the things, right? They will tolerate a lot. Are they going to have a red line for a gambler? Is that going to be a red line? Because that was the challenge Texas Tech faced, right? Because Texas Tech was like, well, we're going to put him in therapy. He's going to get some help. He's going to be fine. He's going to be this. He's going to be that. And college football was like, no, that is unacceptable. No, and no. And college football took a stand. And because they took a stand, he has to go to the supplemental draft. Sorry, I don't know why this screen keeps going like that. Hold on. Okay. Maybe we'll stop. So college football said, yeah, okay, remember last week I was like, oh my God, Texas Tech, you guys are pathetic. Stop it. He gambled. Let him go. Move on. Let him go. Just let him go. Stop messaging students. Stop doing your round table pissing contest. Nobody cares. Like, let him go. It's over. It's done. He's dragging down the program at this point. Let him go. And they did, because that was a red line, right? The Big 12 came out, college football came out, like everyone was like, don't schedule Tech, don't do this, don't engage with them, leave them alone. All of these things were happening. And that was a hard line for college football. I don't know if there's going to be a red line in the NFL. I that's probably the $1 million question. Is there a red line in the NFL? Is gambling a red line in the NFL? And again, especially if they can prove. So he admitted to gambling when he was a backup. So if you believe That's somebody that can go from gambling, being a backup, not having any say or ability to change anything on the bench, to then being a starter. And you want me to believe he's still not going to participate in that? You believe that? If you believe that, I don't want to say good for you, because if you believe that, I have some questions. If you believe that, I have some questions. So, anyways, this is just kind of where I'm at. This is what I'm thinking. And it's been with me it's really been with me for all week. And I saved it for the live so that I could talk about it. So I could get all of my thoughts out and let it be known. Because it's interesting. It is interesting. And the other thing is, hold on. The other thing is too, that I find interesting is this story over? Because we know how the NFL works, right? As soon as the NFL finds something, they're going to have somebody leak something. And as soon as Sorsby comes back into the orbit and you start to hear NFL teams are concerned, or teams are digging deeper into Sorsby's past, or anytime it makes it to the news, that means somebody is leaking. That is my operating, educated guess and theory, that as soon as it makes it to where we see it, that means somebody is leaking. That means somebody doesn't trust this. That means somebody is already feeling away and they're trying to send out those alarm bells. So I don't know. I don't know what the NFL is going to do, but there's that. The good old days when the red line was signing autographs in a car dealership parking lot. Exactly. Johnny Manziel is punching the air right now. Johnny Manziel is probably punching the air. He is probably thinking, oh my gosh, what? How did I miss this? How did I miss this time? What did I do? How did I miss this? So, so those are my thoughts about Sorsby, and welcome everybody in. If you haven't already, make sure that you hit the like button. I'm proud of myself. I did it. Make sure that you hit the like button. If you haven't already, no matter when you start listening, make sure that you hit the like button. I did set the goal for those of you that have been here with me every single week that I've been live. I did set the goal, so we're good there. And then the other thing is did I drop the membership link? Probably not, huh? If anybody wants to join membership, my membership is very interesting here on YouTube because I have a lot to say and I record so much and I'm in the elements and I am doing so many different dynamic things because it is in the off season and I am out in the wilderness. And for those of you that don't know, well, if you're a member, you know this. If you're not a member, you don't know this. But I am already recording for July. And so I have my list. I'm already recording for July. I'm already outside. It's 1,000 degrees outside, but I'm already recording for July. And as of today, I have recorded for the first 2 weeks in July, I believe. So the first week in July, my NFL fan series will be the first weekend in July, my NFL fan series will be ending on that Thursday. By the way, if you aren't, you should be enjoying the NFL fan series. All 32 different teams, all 32 teams in the NFL are represented. Everybody has a voice. And this week was the AFC North. That was a lot of fun. Next week is another division. There's only 2 divisions left. We have the NFC West left. And we have the AFC East left. So those are the 2 divisions that are left to be released. And they will be released in the next 2 weeks. And so once those are released on Sunday, July 5th, I will have a video to release. I'm not going to tell you what it is, but it will release on the 5th. But I've already recorded that week of videos. And then I believe I've already recorded the second week of videos as well. So, I think so. Yeah, I believe I have. So I am trying to finish recording all of my July content right now because I have another plan for July that I can't talk about publicly, but my members are aware. So I dropped the membership link. If you want to join the membership link, you do not have to join the membership link. People always ask me, like, how can I support you? How can I support you? You can watch the content from start to finish. You can leave me a comment in the comment section. You can like the video. You can subscribe. You can join my membership if you want to. You can also follow me on all social media platforms. I'm everywhere. You can do whatever you want. Just engage, just engage. Just don't sit here and like not do anything. Just like engage with the content. And yeah, and so I have that. And then obviously, the other way you can honestly support me is giving me feedback. There's so many things that I do or so many things that I think about doing that I talk myself out of it there's two reasons why sometimes I talk myself out of it. The first reason why sometimes I talk myself out of it is because I look at how much time I have and I'm like, during the football season, if you are new here, during the football season, I follow 3 teams very exclusively in a lot of ways. I'm using exclusive, I'll do air quotes. So I follow the University of Texas Longhorns. Those are my babies. And so I make content for them. I also follow the Colorado Buffaloes. And then I also am a Pittsburgh Steelers fan. So what happens during the season is I make a preview video and a reaction video. And the preview video goes live during the week. Members get it early, goes live during the week. And then the reaction video goes live sometimes a few hours after the game, sometimes depending on when Texas plays as opposed to when Colorado plays, and then when the Steelers play, because now it's a Thursday, whatever, and I'll release it. So the problem is like during the season, I'm recording about 6 videos just off top because those are my teams. But then I always find a way to like record more content because things happen. So last year I did like an RPO series, and it was like every Tuesday I would talk about something in college football or in the NFL that I found fascinating, and I just would make that video. So that was 7 videos. And then I was going live every Tuesday with Arthur Motes. That was 8 times I'm on camera. And then on Arthur Motes' channel exclusively, I was over there, and then that was 10 videos a week. So as you can, or 10 times a week, as you can imagine, that is a lot of videos. That is a lot of content. And also, I love it. I absolutely love it. So part of me is like, there's things I want to do that sometimes I'm like, girl, how? Like, where? How are you going to do this? When are you going to find the time? And so I kind of talk myself out of it. So if people give me feedback, like sometimes there's been a couple of times in my comment section, people have said, hey, can you cover this? Or, hey, have you thought about this? And I'll either say, I'm either working on that video, or that's a good point, or I'll make a video about it, or let me think about it. And so, yeah, feedback is super helpful for me. I love making videos about things people want to hear because I know what I'm feeling. And so for me, it's like if I'm feeling something and then somebody comes to me and they want my opinion, it works great because I'm like, okay, then I need to make that video, right? I'll add it to my notes and I'll make the video. But if I have like all of these thoughts and nobody wants to like hear my thoughts, I mean, I'm going to be honest though. Sometimes I have thoughts and I don't care if anybody wants to hear those thoughts. I'm making the video and releasing it. And that was what I started doing with the RPO videos that I released every Tuesday. The problem with the RPO videos is that because I already make 3 videos a week for a preview, that became a 4th video that I had to make. Oh, and then I didn't even mention this. And then I also make videos for my members. So on the first the first tier for my members, it's called 5th quarter, and 5th quarter gets additional videos. So that's an additional video. And then my 2nd tier is a risk taker tier, and they also get a separate video. So they get like the main video, and they get to see their own video. So it is a lot of recording and a lot of stuff going on. So that's why for me, when anybody says like, hey, what about this? What about that? What about that? I like it. And so I take the feedback and I try to use it. And so I do, because I'm an over planner, for better or for worse. Some people say I am an overachiever. Not some people say, I say that I am an overachiever. I already have some thoughts that I want to do for this season. I don't know how it's going to work out, honestly. But I have some thoughts that I want to do. And I learned last year, somebody very wise and very amazing, if they see this video, they will know who I'm talking about, told me, like, just go for it. Like, make the videos that you want to make the videos about, like whatever that is, like make the video. And so from there, that was the first time I made my Texas Tech versus, and somebody in my comment section that is a BYU fan was like, hey, I would love for you to make a video. I would love for you to make a preview video for BYU and Texas Tech. And I was like, I've never made a preview video for a team that wasn't my team. And so I did it. And I made that video for Texas Tech and BYU. And after that, I decided to do it through the entire playoffs. And that was pretty cool. That was actually really cool that I decided to do that. And because I decided to do that, now I'm thinking I have something I want to do throughout the season, because I feel like that was really fun and it stretched me. And I always laugh. I'm like, I'm watching football all the time. Why don't I just make more videos? Sitting here. I mean, I'm literally sitting here watching it, whether I'm watching it from my team, whether I'm watching it for just because I love football, whether I'm trying to figure out like what players I want to kind of pay attention to. Cause I like watching players at the beginning of the season, like at the very, very, very beginning of the season. And then I like to watch them like in week 8, 9, 10 to see if they are still as good as they were. Like, I kind of like to follow certain players. And so because I watch NFL, because I watch college football, that is how I come up with the people that I want to watch get drafted, because it's like a cycle. So I don't know how I got on that rant or why I started talking about that. But yes, in the season, it's a ton of content. And that is why a lot of people are like, when do you take breaks? In a weird way, I was on a recording break for 3 weeks in May, about 2 weeks in May. And then if I can finish all of this July content, I'll be on a break. I'll be on a break in July. I'll still go live. There's still some things that I'll do, but the truth is I am growing. And whenever you are growing, sometimes you don't have time for a break, right? It's go time. Like sometimes I love doing this. And so sometimes do I want to just like take a break? No, because I really have a lot of things to say. So it doesn't bother me. But sometimes do I think, okay, girl, like just sign off, don't do anything, relax, shut it down, remove yourself, all those things. Yeah, absolutely. Sometimes I do. And sometimes like you won't see this. And sometimes I'll be honest, in my membership videos, I get vulnerable in those videos. There's some membership videos that I have where I'm like, it is 4 a.m. in the morning, or it's 3 a.m. in the morning, and I'm exhausted and my throat hurts and I have a headache, but I have to make this video real quick because I don't have enough time, because I have to go to work, or I have to go to a conference, like, but I'm going to make this video. And I'm very vulnerable in those moments. My members see it, and I do. And I'm just like, listen, I'm struggling, or this is one of those weeks for me. Like, I'm going to get it done. I'm going to finish it. I'm fine. Right. And I always say, by the time you see this video, it will be done and executed. But I always I'm very vulnerable in those moments, because I feel like sometimes, what did Kobe used to say? Like, you weren't with me when I was shooting in the gym. Like, a lot of times people don't realize how much time it actually takes. Let me preface this. Let me say that. Let me be real here for a second. It is easier to come here, hit the live button, and just talk to you, because I'm just talking, right? This is just conversation. And it took me 30 minutes to look up the Sorsby stuff and get prepared, and I was ready to go. And okay, cool. It takes so much more time to actually make a video, to actually have content that you're actually making, to make a video, and then the editing, and then making sure it makes sense, because that's the other part of this. Like, sometimes you just start to ramble and it doesn't even make sense. So that's the other thing, but it's the work, right? It's the work. I always say, like, these are the days I live for, because I love it. And I love football. I'll talk about football all the time. And a lot of people are like, why don't you talk about other things? Why don't you talk about other things? Like, you can't talk about football all year round, because what are you going to talk about in the offseason? What are you going to do? And I'm like, what you don't understand is, for me, because I'm a college football fan and because I'm an NFL fan, football for me is all around. Because as soon as the college football season ends, it gets into the Super Bowl. But now I'm reevaluating my team. So I need to see what my teams are doing. And then as we start to move along, my teams have their what are they called? The days, pro days and all of that, right? So we got to figure out what's going on. And then from there, I start to make my videos about who I want to get drafted, what they're going to look like, all of those things. And then after the draft, I record my NFL fan series. And so for me, it's like I do college football, and then now I'm in my NFL bag. And so it's all NFL. And then now that it's NFL, here in a minute, as soon as the NFL is over, it's going to swing a little bit where I'm going to talk about Texas and Colorado. It's going to be a little bit more college football, right? And then we're going to get to August, and August is going to be college football time. So you're going to get more college football. So you see what I'm saying? It's like, for me, this doesn't stop. For me, it doesn't stop. A lot of people, it does stop, and that's fine. But for me, it's year round. I always have something to say. I always have something to talk about. And it's fun and I love it. So can I talk about other things? Sure. But why would I talk about other things when this is what I love to do? And this is fun for me. Yes, it's a lot of work. Yes, sometimes it's exhausting. Yes, sometimes I tell myself, you're absolutely crazy. Get in the bed. This is ridiculous. But one day I'm going to look back at this time and I'm going to be like, look at the work that you put in. Like, you did this. Like, you got yourself here. You did this, you worked. You did this, right? And that's what I live for, is the work. I live for the work. I live for the process, and I've gotten better at it, so that's helpful, but I live for that. I live for being better and achieving crazy things. That is who I am. I want to achieve crazy things. I want to achieve crazy things. Although that sounds crazy, it's real. I want to achieve crazy things. So, anyways, now that I went on a whole rant, I don't know where that started or why that even happened, but if you're here, make sure that you hit the like button if you haven't already. Make sure that you're subscribed to my channel if you haven't already subscribed. And yeah, if you have any questions, let me know. I have all the links in the chat. I have all the things in the chat. I will get to your comments right now. And then if you have any questions or anything like that, let me know. I will answer questions. And then I'm probably going to end this here in a little bit, probably 10, 15 minutes, depending on the questions. And then we'll go from there. Okay, so let's see. Oh, wait, that's me. That's putting my membership. We don't need that. So Saintly Vibes said, congratulations. I don't know what you're congratulating me for, but I will take congratulations anytime. So thank you. I appreciate that. Hey, really flawed. And those blue nails are fire. Thank you. Thank you so much. I really love this color. I try to only get it though once a year because it's my favorite. It's really hard to match with though. That's the only bad thing. It's really hard for me to match with, but I like it. It's like a summer vibe. Thank you for noticing. I appreciate that. Don't forget the little people when you make it on ESPN. You know what's actually interesting is here lately I've been speaking about that more and speaking that into existence, because for the longest time I was like, I'm just here on my little channel doing like my little thing. Nobody cares. Like nobody cares. Nobody cares. It's fine. It's just for fun. Like, no, I'm not good enough. That's not going to happen. I'm not good enough. What do I know? I don't know anything about football. I don't have any takes. I don't have an opinion. I don't know anything. No one's going to call me. I'm not, And now I'm at the point where I'm like, I would love that. I would love that. I would love for, you know what? I'll speak this. I'm just going to speak this into the atmosphere right now. I would love this season to collaborate with, or to have like a segment with someone, or to do something on someone's network that it's like, content with them, or I don't know. What I would really love to do is, I'm not going to say what I would really love to do because I feel like it's a little bit convoluted. It's like a lot. It's like a lot of like moving parts. But what would be so cool. I'll say one thing that I really, really want to do, and then I'll say another thing. The first thing I think would be so cool is if I could partner with a company. If I could partner with like Barstools, or if I could partner with Bleacher Report, or if I could partner like with these companies, and I could go to like a game a week or 2 games a week, right? I could go to like an NFL game and a college game or something like that. And then I could, like, that would be amazing. And then I would love to like give my perspective on like the experience, or what I'm thinking, or how I'm feeling, or just different things, because I feel like there's a huge, like, why not? And a lot of people give their opinions, but they're not there, right? And so And I want to go to like the games that like aren't, it doesn't necessarily have to be the biggest game. It could be like the game that we should be paying attention to. You know what I mean? Like it could be like, it doesn't have to be like the best game. It could be, I don't know, it could just be like a different type of game where it's like, hey, this game might not mean anything today, but it's really going to mean something at this point. You know what I mean? Like those kind of things. And then I would love to just like talk about that like on Monday or maybe on Tuesday, because if I do a Monday night game, like I would love to talk about that, because I think the other thing that makes me special, is I watch college football and the NFL equally. Not a lot of people watch college football and the NFL equally, where they can talk about it and make content about it the entire year, over and over, all year round. And if you watch any of my content, I try really hard. A lot of times I'm not talking about the same things. Like I'm actually making new content about the NFL, new content about college football. It's new. I'm a fan. I'm also a fan. And so I feel like it's just like a different perspective, and that doesn't exist. Not a lot. Everybody usually chooses one. And I'll be honest, when I started YouTube, people were like, you should choose one. Do college football or do the NFL. Don't do both. Do this or this. Do this or this. Because if you do this, but if you do both, it's going to be harder for you to grow. If you do both, your growth is going to be slower because you're not really in a bucket. You're not really in a lane. But if you do one, you'll be in a lane and then you could take off. And I was like, it's not about how fast I grow though. It's about doing what I want to do and doing what makes me comfortable. I would hate to be on my channel and be talking about college football and not be able to talk about the Steelers. That would be awful for me. So I was like, no, screw that. Screw that. I'm doing it all. I'm doing it all. I am doing it all. So that is why I do college football and NFL, because I like both of it. I like both of them. So there's that. So I say all that to say, I'm not going to forget the little people. Because what I didn't say is I have 2 ideas that I believe would be an amazing aspect and way to bring my audience along with me so that you all are a part of this. So one day, Sainty Vibes, it will be week 7 and I will have just gone to whatever. And I have an idea of how I can make this like all cyclical so that it all comes back. So the people that supported me literally from day one, I have people here that have been supporting me from day one, literally day one. You know what I mean? Like I have people that have been here with me since day one. So when I get to where I'm trying to go, I want them to be a part of it. And so I have a couple of ideas that if it all plays out the way I want it to, I will be able to have you all with me too, because you will be a part of this. We're all going to be in this together. Like, it's like, if I win, you win. If I get to do it, you get to do it. Like I have a couple of ideas that I would 100% bring to the forefront and be like, how can we make this a whole thing? Because I am nothing without people not wanting to listen to me blab. I'm nothing. I mean, this is me. Like I'm up here talking. It's my face, it's my channel, it's my ideas, it's my all the stuff. I do agree with that. But I am nothing without people hitting the like button, without the people commenting, without the people asking me questions, without the people engaging, without the people subscribing to my memberships, without people doing stuff, because I am nothing without that. So why don't I bring it full circle? And that's what I want to do. If given the opportunity, that's what I want to do. I mean, even right now, there's like 20 something people watching me on Twitter, X, whatever we're calling it. Like everybody's a part of this. Like everybody is here. And I'm just going to say, I historically have taken on so many things and so many corporate America projects and ways of, earning money. And if I do this, I could earn this amount of money because I have a PhD and I can do this. I've realized lately, though, that I would love to earn money through content creation so that I can shift my energy, so that all of these times that I'm spending working and doing things, I can shift that energy a little bit. And so I'm also making like some personal changes of things that I can do, because I've been fortunate enough to have, people that are like, I want to become a member, or I want to support you, or I want to do whatever. And so for me, it's like, I'm going to lean into that because that is what I want to do. So I say all of that to say, when I get to where I'm going, we're all going. Don't be shy. We are all going. All right. Like all of us, like those. I remember, I remember who was riding with me and who wasn't. I remember who was showing up and who wasn't. I used to go live and I would have 10 people in the chat, or I'd have 5 people in the chat. I used to go live and I would have 3 people in a chat. I used like, come on, like I used to make videos and not even edit them. And I would have people that would reach out and be like, have you thought about this? 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 Right. And I always say my best advice I can give anybody that is getting into anything you don't know about is take everybody's advice. Doesn't mean you have to use everybody's advice, but take everybody's advice so that you can hear different things. Everybody has a different perspective. Everybody has something different. Jen J, I remember you telling me like, hey, have you thought about creating a website? Have you thought about doing this? No, at the time I didn't think about it. I never thought about it. Like so many people have like poured into me and been like, have you thought about this? Have you thought about this? You should actually make more content. You're doing a great job. Like what, and so all of those moments, like I remember every single person that has poured into me, every single person. I remember every single person that used to be a member that was a part of my membership. There's now no longer a member. You still are important to me, like, because you were a part of it. You know what I'm saying? Like all of these things matter because when somebody that doesn't really know you personally invest in you monetarily, you feel it. Okay, at least I do. Like if you're going to invest in me and you're going to invest in my craft monetarily, that means something to me. That matters to me. I don't care if it's for 1 month. I don't care if it's 1 super chat. I don't care if it's 75 months. I don't care if it's every day. I don't care if it's once a month. I don't care if it's once every 6 months. I don't care if it's once every 90 days. I don't care. If you have taken time to invest in my content, to hit that, to leave me a comment, to become a member, if you've sent me a super chat, if you've left me a comment, even if I don't agree with you, even if I think you've lost your mind and I don't agree with you, I still appreciate the comment. And that's why I always tell people, like, I want to know who is in the chat, because if I want to see you. I want to know it's you, because I'm telling you, when I get to where I'm trying to go, we're all going. We're a package deal. We're all coming along because I have some thoughts. I have some ideas. I've thought about this because there are moments, I'm telling you right now, and this might be a little bit vulnerable. So if you're a member, you're used to this vulnerability. This is what I do. But there have been a couple of nights, when I'm like, oh my gosh, I am effing exhausted. How am I going to do this? And I will go look and I'll go, how many people commented on my last video? Oh, okay. What did they say? Okay, they're interacting. How many people like that video? Okay. Like, I'm not here by myself. Like, let me go look at my members. What are my members saying? Right? So like all of these things motivate me. And anyways, I don't know why I'm talking about this, but like it's just like I feel like we don't often talk about the struggles it is to build your channel, build your brand, build your content, and actually tell people what that means to you. And so that's why for me, I'm like, let me actually tell you what it means to me. Let me tell you how cool it is. Let me tell you how it makes me feel. Let me tell you the things that I notice, because I notice everything. I try to respond to every single comment. As my channel starting to grow, it's getting a little bit harder to respond to the replies, but I'm trying. But I respond to every single person that leaves a comment for that reason, because it's like, I need you to know that I saw you. I want you to know that I saw your comment. Whether you agree with me, whether you think I'm dumb, whether you are being absolutely downright disrespectful, I'm going to let you know that I saw your comment, because it matters to me. So that's why when I'm like, hit the like button, leave me a comment, all of that stuff is because it matters. Like it matters. It just matters. So let me go through. I've said I was going to be on for like 10 or 15 more minutes, and now I've just rambled. So let me click on some of these things and get caught up. Sorry. I don't know how did I get on a ramble? How in the world did I get on that ramble? So I didn't know you're on live. What's the topic? There's no real topic. I talked about Sorsby when I started the video, real hard. So if you find that interesting, I would suggest you watch at the beginning because I said a lot of things about Sorsby. Football is now year round. It sure is. Go Blue. Shout out to Michigan. We love you for doing this. Well, thank you for being here. I love that you're here. Let's see. Tommy Carr, Bryce Under. Oh gosh, I'm not getting into that one. It's definitely going to happen. They'll be fun. Josh Pate, you're only 4 degrees away from him. We screwed up by not getting CJ Carr. Who is we? Oh, Michigan. I'm actually closer. I've learned I'm actually closer than I thought I was. I like Pate. Yep, listen. If you're new here, I have been saying for I feel like a year, I want to have a conversation with Josh Pate. That would be phenomenal. I do reach out and I'll just leave that where it's at. So I always tell people one day, when I tell you some of the things that have happened to me, just remember like this time, one day, if everything goes the way it's supposed to, when I tell you some of the things, you're going to be like, wait, all of that was happening and you said nothing? I'm gonna be like, yeah, I didn't say anything. So, yeah, I would love to talk to Josh Pate. I like Josh Pate too. So you are good. Great takes without the fluff. Yes, I hate fluff. I hate fluff. Really flawed. I take you to a game a week. A game a week? Here's the connection. Really flawed interviewed Jason from Hall of Fame. Jason interviewed Crane from Crane and Company. Crane interviewed Josh Pate. Boom. One of the things you're going to do, Jen, is put some things together. One was the interview with Crane and Company. When was that interview? Oh, it was recent. That's so funny. Yeah. I need to message Hall of Fame and be like, excuse me, did you tell Crane to tell Josh? Did you tell Crane to tell Josh that I want to talk to him? What are we doing? Hello, Pate. Hello. Okay, let's see. Let me get caught up. So when did you start? Are you asking when I started my channel? I think that's what you're asking. My channel, I believe, will be 4 years old in December. Let me actually check that. I believe my channel will be 4 in December because I remember thinking to myself, start your channel at the beginning of the year. And then I realized I never wait like that. Like I don't wait till I don't like starting things like only started on Monday or only started on Sunday or only whatever, you know what I mean? So it's really ridiculous. So as soon as I think of something and I need to do it, I'm just going to start it. So let's see. The first video I ever posted was December 27th of 2023. So that means my channel will be 3 years old. Is that right? Am I mathing? Is my math mathing? My channel will be 3 years old in December. All right, let me see. Fans riding shotgun. Absolutely. Absolutely. I need to do better with commenting. I'm watching on my television, but I'm not in the chat. Well, welcome. How are you, Amanda? Thanks for being here. I appreciate that. I love the unedited videos. Those, and it's kind of like looking back at some of those, I appreciate them. Somebody asked me, they were like, do you ever want to take down your old videos now that you have like better content, like you have a better mic and you present better and you're in the center of your screen and you make videos now where you have all your eyebrows? Because there are certain videos where like my eyebrows were gone. I mean, it was just a mess. And no, I'm not going to take those down unless YouTube flags them and tells me I have to take them down. I am 100% not going to take down any of my old videos because for me, that was my start. And for me, that was me gaining confidence. And that matters to me. I want all of that. I want all of that documented. I want to remember when I was insecure and not confident making videos. My first video was December 27th, and I was only going to do shorts on the channel. And then January 27th, I made a mental health video. By the way, the video is awful. I just want, you know what? I'm going to drop the video in here. This is the first video I ever made that was long form content. And let me see if I can drop this in here. So this is my first long form content video. So long form content at the time meant longer than 1 minute. Now it means longer than 3 minutes. But that is the video I just dropped was the first video that I have ever recorded. The first long form video. It is a mess. Okay. It is an absolute mess. And I'll put it in the description at the end of the video once it renders and all of that. So there's that. It's such a mess. The one at the Texas game in the car is still my all-time favorite video for you after the Georgia game. And see, I would love to do more of that. Like go to a game. As soon as I get back to the car, just mic up and record. Tell you my thoughts. The funny thing about that video is I actually was going to do that video in the stands. But what happened was the music, because after the game is over, you know how after the game's over, they always play music in the like arena or in the stadium. The music was playing in the background. So I was like, I can't stay here and record a video. So I was able to get out and go in the car and give my unfiltered thoughts about the Texas Georgia game. So, oh, Amanda's saying hi to Jen. You and Skip Bayless, I can see it. Love that. Where's the 49ers content you promised me? Well, there's 2 divisions left. I have never made a promise that I don't keep. So stay tuned. Stay tuned. My pleasure. I appreciate that. Visually, we're not watching for that rest. Listen, at that time, if you go back and watch that video, you'll understand what I'm talking about. At that time, yeah. I was what I was. Okay. And one day I was talking to my dad, and I will never forget this. And he was like, YouTube. It's like, oh, it's fine. You know, I'm just making videos or whatever. He goes, yeah, I saw some of them. It doesn't feel like you're being yourself. Like, why are you comfortable? Like, why are you just like, and I was like, what do you mean? He's like, I don't know. It just doesn't feel like you're like being yourself. It feels like you're like, and I told him, I was like, oh, I'm nervous. I'm kind of anxious or whatever. And a couple of people who know me really well were like, it's because you're not bringing your full self to it. It's because you're just up there creating a video and talking about the topic. You're not being yourself in the video. They're like, even the way you're dressing in the video is not even how you would dress in real life. And I remember thinking like, yeah, but I don't want to like do too much. You know, I don't want to like be too like in your face. I don't want to be too, and the people that know me were like, if you're not going to be yourself, like, why did you even create the channel? Like, if you're not going to wear the clothes that are in your closet, why did you even create the channel? And I thought, that's a really good point. Yeah. You know, that's a really good point. and so slowly but surely I was like, you know what? I just need to let this go. Like, I need to let this go. This is all in my head. Other people aren't as focused on the things that I am as focused on. And so that's what I did. And so I let it go. And so if you go back and watch any of my old content, and if you watch that first video, you can start to see me get a little comfortable and then kind of get a little uncomfortable and then kind of get comfortable and then get a little, like, you can see it. Maybe because I know you can actively see my shift. You can actually see me getting better. And it's cool. It's so cool to watch that evolution. So no, I'm never deleting those videos. Those videos are going to be there to stay forever. And I will forever watch them and laugh at myself and engage with them because they're really funny. They're super funny. What games do you plan on attending this year? Well, I would never admit to that publicly. So yeah, I have some things in mind, and nothing is set in stone. Nothing is set in stone as of today, but I have some things in mind. I'll just say that. You're smart, beautiful, intelligent, funny, black queen. Thank you. You think I'm funny? I think I'm pretty funny. I think I'm pretty funny sometimes. I just don't think I take myself too seriously. So anytime you don't take yourself too seriously, like you're always down for a good joke or for a good whatever. So I love that. What do you want to get better at on here? Ooh, that's a really good question. So if anybody has any other questions, drop your questions. I'm going to end this live in 5 minutes. I need some water. I do a terrible job of drinking water. Jeez. And I've been recording so much content lately that I've been recording so much content. I can feel it in my throat. And I just realized that I'm not drinking enough water, and it's so humid and hot here that it's impacting my throat. Let me drink some more water and then we'll be ready. Hold on. Okay. Now I'm good. So, what do you want to get better at? I don't really know if there's anything I want to get better at, because everything that I wanted to be good at, I made that list and I made sure I took care of it. Like, so for me, I don't know if it's necessarily that I want to do better at anything. I just want to stay consistent. And I'm pretty consistent. That is what I do. And so I don't know if there's anything like that I want to like get better at per se, but I definitely want to challenge myself more. I want to step outside of my comfort zone of only talking about my teams. I want to stop assuming that people don't want to hear my thoughts on other teams, because for some reason in my mind, like right here-ish, yeah, about right here in my mind, it's telling me that nobody cares about what you think about other people's teams. Nobody cares about what you think about those teams. So it's like right here. So what I want to get better at is taking that and removing that and just making the freaking video. That's what I want to get better at. Just do the thing. Do the thing you want to do. Record it, let it go. Put it out there. So she's flawed on here. Maple with moats. Yes. Yes. Oh my God, 100%. He hates that name. He hates it. He hates it. So, and naturally, if he hates it, I love it. So absolutely sign me up for that. I am Maple. And what's funny is I was going to change my name on here, and I was going to be like, okay, moving forward, call me Maple, but I'm just going to be really flawed when I'm by myself. But with him, it's definitely going to be Moats and Maple, 100%. Michigan is winning the Natty, not Texas. Okay. Who's your favorite NBA team? My favorite NBA team were the Lakers whenever they had Kobe. And now I just watch the NBA. I just enjoy it. I don't necessarily have a team. Jen's messy. I hope he sees it. He will. Because one thing I've learned about Mr. Moats is he's around lurking, and he will find a way to see it, and he will find a way to let me know that he saw it. So, and it's great. It's great. I think that's what makes our show so fun and dynamic, is that we both don't, like, if I see something that he's done on his Instagram, or anywhere, I'm not going to tell him I saw it. I'm just going to keep it in my mind. And so when the show happens, I'm like, so tell me about that, So, and we both do that. And so like when he pulled up my whole Instagram and had a whole thing. So it's, it is one of those things where but we're both that way. And so it's always fun to figure out, like, what did he find? What did he see? What did I say? What happened? So, yeah. So that's the fun part about the show. Your consistency and creativity sets you apart. I've seen many come and go, many become stagnant. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, even the things that I'm recording for July, I am so proud of myself by how I decided to do some of this content in July, because the way that I'm doing it, I'm taking a different angle that I would usually take. Like everybody does like certain types of videos, right? When the season gets near. And the way that I'm doing it is I've structured it a little bit different. And I think it's going to be super cool. And I've already recorded a couple of videos and I really like them. I really like the vibe. I really like that it's beyond just like, let's talk about football. Let's talk about Texas. Let's talk about, right? It's like more, I like it. It's like more, it's more fluid, I feel like, and it's more me, right? It's more where it's like, okay, I see where she's going with this, and it gives you kind of like a guide to go into the season with, I feel like. So that's kind of some of the content I'm working on right now. So thank you for saying that. I always try to like be, try to do it the same kind of, you'll get the same kind of information, but it's going to be a little bit different of how I decide to deliver it. Yes, for sure. We want to know what you think about other teams. I don't know why you would think we don't. No, it's like in here. Like everybody has insecurities, right? Everybody has things. It's like, okay, I'm just going to say this. So there's this company that I have an affiliate link for, and it's for electrolytes. It's for like electrolytes, some powder. And so I have a coupon code, I have all this stuff, right? So I need to make a video and then I need to release the video and I need to talk about like I have a code, I have an affiliate link and all the stuff. Well, I need to make it, right? I need to do it. But like right here in my brain, right? When I'm doing my to-do list, it's like, it's something I'm like, okay, how am I going to do it? What am I going to say? What is that going to look like? So it's like, there's certain things that I like, it just takes me longer to think on. So it's not that I don't think people want to hear it. It's just kind of like, by the time I get stuck in my own head, sometimes it takes a minute to process it out. But like I said a little bit ago, last year I wasn't going to do it. Somebody asked me to preview Texas Tech and BYU. And I was like, I don't really know, but I ended up doing it and I loved it. So I will probably do more of it this year. And yeah, I will do more of it this year. And but again, it's just something I need to work through. And it's normal. Like we all have insecurities. Like, listen, everybody looks at me and they're like, oh my gosh, you're so confident. You're so this, you're so that, you're so that. I have insecurities too. Okay. I have insecurities too. There's things listen, I'm a woman, my body ebbs and flows. Everything ebbs and flows, right? Like sometimes you feel a certain way, sometimes you don't. Like we all have those insecurities and it's okay. It's okay to admit that you have those insecurities. You just can't let your insecurities consume you. We've got to clip that. Okay. This AI software better clip that. Everybody has insecurities that we're all working through. It doesn't matter what you look like, what you have going on, how much money you have, how much money you don't have, what your body looks like, who you're dating, if you're single, if you're married, if you're boyfriend, girlfriend, what doesn't matter. It does not matter. If you have everything in life that you think figured out, you still are insecure about something. We all have them and it's okay. It is okay. But I'm one of those people that leans into that. I don't mind being insecure. I'll figure it out. I don't mind working hard. I'll figure it out. Right. So I don't mind it. It's just, I work through it. But if you're going to ask me something I'm working through, that is what I'm working through. So I love how you keep us on our toes. I try my damnedest to keep you on your toes. Even if they don't care, you shouldn't care. They don't care. Well, true. But also there's a part of it where it's like, it can consume me. And that's what I have to work through, right? Is like, once it starts, and I can feel it. Like I can feel it because I know I want to do it. It's just, I have to push myself. So last year when I pushed myself, and I even said to my members, I was like, I am so nervous to make this video. I don't know how I'm going to make this video. I'm anxious. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. And I released that to them. And then about an hour later, I came back around and I made the video and then I just released it and then I let it go. And then I felt good. And then I did it all playoffs. And then, so it's like, I slowly worked my way through. So now I just have to stay there, right? I can't revert back to what I was comfortable with. I have to keep going. So, because I have a lot to say about a lot of these teams, all right? Because everybody's walking around thinking their team is going to the Natty. Their team is so good. Some of these teams aren't as good as people think they are. They just aren't. And even if they are, there's only 12 teams that are going to get into the playoffs. If Notre Dame carries their weight at all, they're in. And then the G5 school is going to be in. So there's only 10 spots. So there's about 20 schools right now that are walking around thinking their team is going to be in the playoffs. And they're probably not because they're not that good. But, I'm not going to be the one to tell them that. We'll wait till the season starts. So we'll just leave that where it's at. Miss, a good nickname for you. Okay. Really? Really right now? Now I'm going to get married on a live? Jeez. Moats is always on the move. I see him in the most surprising places. Seriously. How could you not be a huge Braun fan? He's the best. Easy. I don't think no, I'm good on that. Let's see. Always share your thoughts. Independent Thought Podcast. That's a new name. I love that. Have you been here for a while? I love that. See, I was telling you all earlier, like I notice when there's a new name. It's like, I don't know. I just notice it. I notice when there's a new name in my comment section. I notice when there's a new name in the chat. I love to see it. It makes me happy. So welcome. Independent Thought Podcast. Just surprised. Love that. I watch all sports. I will watch all anything. What is the little slap boxing? The little like slap thing? I will watch that. I watch competition. I love baseball. I will watch baseball. I will watch boxing. I will watch the UFC. I will watch NASCAR. No, I don't know the rules. I will watch hockey. No, I don't know the rules. I'm obviously watching the World Cup. No, I don't know the rules. I will watch any sport because I love sports. Electrolytes. Yes, make that video. I'll buy some. I buy it anyway. LOL. Might as well get some from you. Yeah, I will. And like I need to make the video. And in mine too, it's actually really good. And since I've been like, by the way, I've lost like some weight since I've been working out. And it's actually really helpful for me. If you're fasting, it's so good to break your fast. And my coupon code, the first time you use it, gives you 20% off. And then if you reorder and use my link to order, some like depending on if there's like a deal or whatever, like, you know, Labor Day deal or whatever, you could potentially get other stuff. I just need to make the video because I have a really cool idea for the video. I just need to make it. You know what? Let me write that down. By the time I come on live next week, I need to do that. Make video. Or actually, I think it's technically an ad now that I think about it. Okay, cool. I need to do that. I will do it. Super cool. Okay, so let's see. So true, we all have insecurities for sure. I love the Braves. Push through the uncertainty and insecurities. Love it. Absolutely. Braun is top 3 all time. That's your opinion. That's great. I'm not going to argue somebody's opinion. Who's your baseball team? I love the Braves. I'll always watch the Braves. But honestly, I will watch anyone. I don't have a team. So the only sports I have teams in is football, volleyball, softball. I watch WNBA. I don't have a team yet, but I watch the WNBA. I don't have a team. I love watching them play. I haven't decided on who I really like. So I just like watching the WNBA right now. I watch the NBA, watch WNBA. What else? What other sports is there? Watch the UFC. Like I watch all the stuff, but I don't really have teams. I don't really have teams unless it's in football. Want to know why? Because I honestly don't have the time to follow multiple teams everywhere because I'm too busy creating content. So I used to have teams and I used to watch certain people exclusively. Now I don't have the time to follow people like I used to. I just don't have the time. Oh, I asked you, is Braun in your top 3 of all time? Absolutely not. No. Nope. He is not in my top 3 of all time. No. Nope. Full stop. Nope. He is absolutely not. Anyways, awesome. Well, I am going to end this. Wait, let's see. When you come to Atlanta, I'm going to take you to a Falcons game and Braves game. When I come to Atlanta, I'm not going to say that. Next time I come to Atlanta, well, I might come a couple of times before that, but the next time I come to Atlanta, I want it to be to see my Texas Longhorns playing in the SEC championship. That would be phenomenal if I could see that. But anyways, I am going to end this live. Thank you, every single person who has joined me today. And for those of you that are new here or maybe aren't aware, every Friday I go live for about an hour or so. and I just chit chat, and whatever comes up. And I like engaging with the chat, and I'm supposed to do this, not supposed to do this. I'm going to this for 90 days. I don't know what time number this is, but it's a time. I don't know. So don't forget to hit the like button. Everything that I've mentioned, I'm going to leave a video in the description just in case you want to know what I'm talking about. So I will definitely, if you do nothing for me, besides like hit the like button, do all those things. If you have time, take some time, no matter when you're listening to this, if you make it to this point, go and watch my first ever long form content video about mental health. It's my first video ever. No, I didn't have a mic. No, I didn't have a background. Yes, I look awkward. Yes, the sound is terrible. All of those things are 100% true. and that video will always be my baby because it was my first. So I'm just calling it out. So if you have nothing better to do, or if you're just like, what is she talking about? Go find that. And I promise you'll enjoy it. And I don't know, maybe on these lives, if I knew how I could play like old videos for myself and like cringe and just cringe the whole time. But okay, what am I forgetting? So hit the like button. I will be live on Friday. Will I be live next week on Friday? I will be live next week on Friday. I will be honest though, because Saturday is the 4th. I might be live a little bit earlier than normal next Friday. Maybe not. I don't know, but I will schedule it. So you'll see the time. So you'll see the time. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. And then wait, is that next week? No, I'm wrong. Sorry. Sorry. Scratch that. That is the following week. Next week is the 26th. I'll be live on Friday at about, I think 6 next Friday. Yes. So I'll be live next Friday. If you have any comments, questions, concerns, anything, leave them in the comment section. If you have any thoughts or any ideas of any videos that you're thinking about seeing in July, or anything that you want me to talk about that you just want me to know, it's on your mind, it's top of mind for you, let me know, because I might find some time to make those videos and to add. I have 2 open slots for July. Hold on a second. Yes, I'm old school. Yes, I'm old school. Okay. This is a calendar. Okay. I print out paper calendars. Okay. And I try to do every month has a different color. Okay. So let's see. So as of right now, I have 2 open slots for July. So if you have a video idea of a video that you want me to create for July, let me know. I have an open day, or I might just do a question. I might just do a Q&A. I might just do a Q&A for a video. So if you have any questions, leave those in the conversation for me. So let me go back to the comments and then I will end the live. So, okay. Wow, you said that like he's not in your top 10. He's probably in the top 10 for sure. Really selling it. What am I selling? Exactly. Flawed reacts. Watch me oh my God. I don't know if I can rewatch myself. I just don't know if I can do it. Honestly, I just don't know if I can. Hey, Kelly Street. How are you? I hope you're well. Damn, she said LeBron absolutely not in her top 3. No, he's not. Not even, no. Like, I think he's not in my top 3. Like, how do you get, here, like, exactly. How do we have Jordan, Kobe, Chamberlain, Magic, Burt. Like, are you kidding me? Like, no, he's not even close to my top 3. I don't even think he'd be in my top 5. He might be number 6. Like, no, he's not in my top 3. He's definitely not in my top 3. He's not in my top 5. He's probably number 6. Maybe number 6, maybe number 7, but that's about how I feel about that. But I don't think much about the rankings like that. But yeah, that's just, but again, like I always tell people, this is my opinion and the way that I evaluate. And I look at impact to the game, as well as how you played the game, as well as the era in which you played the game, as well as like, so I don't look at just wins and losses. How many championships do you have? How many of this? I don't look at that. That's so basic. No, I'm not basic. When I look at things, you should know, I overanalyze them. Give me a lot of different numbers. Give me, what did you do to the game of basketball? How did you translate the game of basketball? What does that look like for you? What did you do? What did you do that changed basketball? What era were you playing in? What did the era look like that you were playing in? How did you play basketball? Who did you play basketball with? Who did you so for me, if you're going to put LeBron in your top 3 after all of that, I'm going to question your ability to use critical thinking skills. Now, if you like him and that's your guy, that's your guy. I can't argue that. But there's so much more to basketball than, yeah. Now, LeBron is great. And like I always say, and I get into trouble too when I say this about football, I always say the offensive line is the hardest position to play in football. And everyone's like, what about the cornerbacks? What about the cornerbacks? I'm like, I'm not saying the cornerback position is not hard. What I'm saying is you can't do anything without the trenches. So I'm not saying LeBron sucks. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is he's not my top 5. Period. Top 3, top 5, none of that. So anyways, I need to go. Thank you all. Oh, Amanda, thank you for appreciating my printouts. Okay. Thank you. Okay. I need these printouts. Okay. Every month I print them out and I write my content schedule on them. And I'm like, what videos? And then I just make the video. And then I put a little check on the calendar. And then I go to my next video. And then I make the video and I put a little check on my calendar. And that's just what I do. Okay. I go, and this is very important to me. These calendars are very important to me. Okay. These calendars are very important to me. I need them. And just in case anybody's wondering, okay, I have calendars up until kickoff week for college football. So I have a calendar until September. Anyways, I will talk to you all later. Have a great weekend. Love on each other. Be kind to each other. Yes, people don't yell LeBron when they throw some trash. Exactly. Like, come on, bro. Anyways, let me stop. So, like the video, leave me a comment in the comment section. I will speak to you all next week. And also, if you are a man, love on yourself, support yourself. It's okay to be vulnerable. It's okay to communicate. It's okay to let somebody know how you feel. Okay. Take care of yourself, love yourself, respect yourself, do all of those things. And we love men. Okay. We love men. If you're a woman, same thing. Okay. It's okay to be vulnerable. It's okay to love on yourself. It's okay to state what you need. It's okay to not be okay. Just talk to somebody, communicate. We're all going to be fine. And before I end this, happy Juneteenth, Black people. If you're Black and you're in this chat, happy Juneteenth. Congratulations. Make sure that you celebrate today, tomorrow, the weekend, all the different things. And then lastly, I'll say happy Father's Day to all the present dads, to all the dads that want to be dads, to all the dads that continue to show up for their children every single solitary day. Happy Father's Day to you. You earned this day. And without strong and powerful, loving dads, this world would be in a world of trouble. So to all the dads, I salute you. I appreciate you. Thank you. You matter. Even if on Father's Day you get a raggedy t-shirt or a raggedy mug or you get something that you don't want, okay? You matter. You're important. And when you are around, you make things better. Full stop. When you are around, dads, you make life better and easier for everyone that is around you. So men, never forget the value that you bring. Never forget that we need you. And never forget that you are important and you matter. So happy Father's Day. I will see you all next week.